And in today's episode of It's Not How Big Your Brain Is, it's Whether or Not It Works, we're hearing from the folks over at MORON Stanley, I think I pronounced that right. Has Tesla outgrown the Cybertruck? One of the most embarrassing pieces of research I have ever seen published by MORON Stanley. That is actually saying something. Occasionally, some good research, and then you have a doozy like this. And you better believe, ladies and gentlemen, I will be revisiting this in a few years' time to relentlessly roast these idiots and to hold them accountable for this abomination. If this was April 1st, I might understand where they were coming from, but it's not, and I don't understand where they're coming from, other than a place of unequivocal brain damage. You can bet your bottom dollar no one who was involved in this research report is drinking Athletic Greens AG1 every day. Were they? I have a funny feeling they'd have enough energy and their brain will be working well enough for them not to publish such garbage. This research report kind of reminds me of some of the stuff we saw years ago, 1995. The internet is just a fad. If you say so. And for more hot takes like this, head over to Patreon. There's more than 300 exclusive videos and still counting fast. You can join with the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment. So, Tesla stock rating overweight, industry view in line, price target $220 per share. A lot has changed since Franz von Holzhausen threw a metal ball at the armor glass window of the Cybertruck in November 2019. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, that's the same month I launched this YouTube channel. The second video I ever posted on this channel. Cybertruck is engineering genius and will be copied. Pretty sure no one at Morgan Stanley have watched that video. The truck is real. Are they taking a low-key dig at Trevor Milton? And we had a great time with it last week behind the Austin plant. But financially, it may be more of a sideshow to the Tesla story today. Now, in fairness, this will technically be true. Tesla's next-gen vehicle will make every other product they've ever released a sideshow. Doesn't mean they don't matter. It's just in terms of the scale. Cybertruck, maybe 1 million units a year, give or take, maybe 1.5, maybe 500,000, whatever. Somewhere in that vicinity. Tesla's next-gen vehicle, 10 plus million units per year. I rest my case. But that's not what MORON Stanley are suggesting. Let's read on. From our discussions with clients, we feel there may be some room to manage expectations about the significance of the Cybertruck within Tesla's Master Plan 3. We regularly speak with clients who believe Tesla may sell many hundreds of thousands of Cybertrucks annually. They will. We think it will more likely be an enthusiast/cult car. These fucking idiots, bro. With far more limited volume, closer to 50,000 units per year. I just want to take a moment to talk about this. I just want to put these comments in context just to make sure everyone watching understands the severity of the brain damage on display. Tesla today has approximately 1.5 million reservations for a Cybertruck. If they were producing 50,000 a year, it would take 3 fucking decades. Decades, not years, decades. 3 decades to get through that backlog. Now, admittedly, some people won't follow through on a reservation, but you know what will also happen? Many people who didn't have a reservation will see one of these things, see what they can do, and buy one. This is truly one of the dumbest things I've ever heard MORON Stanley, in fact, anyone, ever say about anything. I mean, this is right up there with thinking the Earth is 6,000 years old. 50,000 units a year. Of course, I already know where the thesis is. Oh, it looks weird, and obviously, because it looks weird, it can't do anything a traditional pickup truck will do. Therefore, it's a cult car. With some design and manufacturing learnings, it could ultimately migrate to the rest of Tesla's core lineup. Now, that is true. Our thoughts below are our own, and not based on any specific guidance from the company, but rather our own hubris, arrogance, and brain damage. Tesla is a very different company today from what it was in November 2019. On the evening of the Cybertruck unveil, Tesla's share price was around $22, split adjusted to today's share count, with a market cap of just under $65 billion. In addition to the company's market cap being 10 times higher today, its annualized unit volume is more than 5 times what it did then. In late 2019, Tesla was just beginning to post positive GAAP profit and was still ramping up its Shanghai plant to transform the manufacturing economics for the company. The point we are making is that the scale and scope of ambitions for the company has evolved meaningfully since the Cybertruck unveil. 2. The ultimate avant-garde vehicle. The Cybertruck is an important element of Tesla's futurist brand image. One of the most interesting features of the truck is the lack of a Tesla emblem anywhere on its exterior. The truck itself is emblematic of the company and the risks it is willing to take to push the envelope and reinvent so many aspects of what it means to be an auto manufacturer. We feel the Cybertruck carries more value in a cultural zeitgeist sense than in a direct economic sense. Small brain syndrome on full display here, ladies and gentlemen. It looks different, therefore it can't serve the needs of a traditional vehicle because it looks different. Therefore, it's going to have more impact culturally rather than economically because we think they're going to sell 50,000 units a year. I just want to describe the level of dipshit we're seeing right here. I'm going to take a risk and make a prediction, as I always do, because 1, I don't give a fuck, and 2, I'd like you to hold me accountable. When Cybertruck production is ramped, it will be at least 10 times more per year, at least 500,000 units a year. 10 times more than these morons are expecting. An entire order of magnitude difference, and that's the low end. At the same time, we encourage our readers to ask themselves, why do you pay attention to anything we say? Oh wait, I misread that. Let's try again. How many Cybertruck can roll up to a parent-teacher conference or youth soccer match at the same time before losing some of that indescribable something? We're going to say the same about like an F-150? I don't understand the point. Obviously, when there's enough Cybertrucks on roads, they're not going to have the same, holy, what the f*** is that factor? But who cares? What's that got to do with anything? Purposely restrict production as a limited edition? It sure is more complicated than that, and the company has given no specific indication of volume targets for the vehicle, but at this stage, we are prepared for the product to potentially be offered in volumes no more. I just can't believe they published this, bro. It doesn't go away. You don't understand. The internet doesn't forget. This is never going away, Morgan Stanley. Yeah, so they're expecting no more than 100,000 units per year once ramped up. Our forecast for nearly 500,000 units of pickup truck volume for Tesla by 2030 includes more conventionally designed variants to hit larger parts of the core pickup truck market. Again, I need to ask a question here. Have Morgan Stanley actually used their brains at all and considered whether or not the Cybertruck can actually offer the same features and functions that people who own a pickup truck and actually use it to do pickup truck things require it to do? Obviously not, because if they had, they would have realized the Cybertruck covers just about everything. The key caveats here, there's only one bed size, so if you need a real long bed, too fucking bad. And the bed doesn't fold out flat on the side, so you can't load from the side. These are the exceptions to the rule. Otherwise, the Cybertruck will literally do everything you need it to do as a pickup truck, and better. But it looks different, therefore it does not compute. How can smart people be so dumb? I just don't understand. So, back to the supposed conventionally designed Tesla pickup truck. Apparently, they're expecting that will be doing, give or take, 400,000 units a year to hit larger parts of the core pickup truck market, including commercial end-user applications, e.g. agriculture, building and construction, oil and gas, and other fleet, vocational, and recreational uses. I just can't believe, bro, how dumb these guys are. Dear Moron Stanley, please search this YouTube channel. Cybertruck is engineering genius and Cybertruck is commercial genius. I'm at a loss for words. I really am. What do you think? I think you're morons. Should Tesla limit Cybertruck lifetime series production to 420,699 units? Or do you think this product is really meant for a far larger volume over its lifetime? This is BlackBerry versus iPhone all over again. We think there's a limited market for the iPhone because it won't suit most users of a mobile device because it doesn't have individual buttons for all the letters of the alphabet. So no one's going to be interested. Very limited market. I'm seriously at a loss for words here. What planet are these guys on? 4. Our test driver said the Cybertruck weighs around 7,000 pounds. Final mass may be materially different, but we note that the curb weight of a 2023 Chevrolet Silverado is 4.4 to 5.62 thousand, while the Silverado 2500 HD weighs 6.1 to 6.95 thousand pounds. Will Cybertruck weigh as much as the 2023 Silverado 3500 HD? While Tesla has been mum on pricing for some time, and there may be many innovations in cost savings to reduce cost, we think it may prove difficult for Tesla to produce a low-end version of this vehicle for the starting price of $39,990 it had initially targeted. Probably true, not only has there been inflation, but there's so much demand for this. Why would Tesla even bother making the initial low-budget vehicle? They've got years of pre-orders for the higher spec versions. I mean, it may come eventually, but they're probably not even going to need to do it. 5. We believe Tesla has other products under development aimed at the $100 billion US pickup truck total addressable market. In this current iteration, we do not believe the Cybertruck poses a significant threat to the established pickup truck market, although it could eat into the more enthusiast end of the market. Think the Ford F-150 Raptor. We understand... you know what? I'm not sure you do understand. That was rude, wasn't it? I should stop being so rude. We understand, if you say so. There may be some readers of this report who may be surprised at the suggestion that Tesla would not try to scale the Cybertruck to as large an audience as possible. Yes, surprised would be a fair word. Maybe they do. Nobody knows for sure. We still think the Cybertruck is an important product for Tesla in many ways. The corporate and brand authenticity is enhanced by bringing statement products like Cybertruck to market that capture the imagination of consumers. They're so dumb. They just don't get it. Looks different, therefore can't do this. I just can't, man. This is so hard. This is one of the hardest videos I've ever had to record, bro. Oh, shit. Playfulness and iconoclasm is part of the Tesla brand. At the same time, we think investors can consider that Tesla's mission and the expectations embedded in its $650 billion market cap has expanded exponentially since 2019. Well, that is true. Probably the only thing in this entire note that wasn't incredibly embarrassing. So I've got a question or two I'd love to ask Moron Stanley. If anyone can pass these on, I'd really love to know the answers. Seriously, by the way. Send them the questions. They can publish a new note responding to some dickhead on YouTube who thinks we're idiots, but he's actually the idiot. Please answer these questions. Do you believe that the Cybertruck can fulfill a similar role to a traditional pickup truck in terms of its functionality? Can it do the same things a traditional pickup truck can do? This is a yes or no question. Now, we don't want to be talking about the exceptions to the rule, but generally speaking, can it do the same things and meet the same needs that a traditional pickup truck can meet? Here's a second question. Are there any things it can do better, like being indestructible, not having paint to chip, offering onboard air compressors, power outlets, a built-in ramp, a secure cover on the back, the ability to potentially wade through bodies of water, extremely low cost of ownership and operation, insane torque, the performance of a sports car, adaptive suspension, FSD? That too is a yes or no question. Are there any things that the Cybertruck can do better than a traditional pickup truck? So the first two questions are yes or no's. Now, I know the answer to these questions. It's yes for both. Cybertruck can do just about everything a traditional pickup truck can do, and it can do most things a pickup truck can do better. Is there a publicly available reservation tracker showing approximately how many people have reserved a Tesla Cybertruck? Spoiler alert, yes. And does this tracker show well in excess of 1 million people have already reserved a Cybertruck? Yes. We got a yes, yes, and a yes for the first three questions. Now the fourth question. What possible reason does Morgan Stanley have? What possible justification, having answered yes to the first three of these questions, what possible reason, what possible justification could MORON Stanley have for thinking the Cybertruck is going to do about 50,000 units per year and no more than 100,000 units per year? If the answer is because it looks different, don't bother replying. If that's all you got, boys, just don't even bother. And I do mean that with the utmost disrespect. This is truly one of the dumbest things I've ever heard anyone say about literally anything, not just Tesla. No exaggeration. I do talk often in hyperbole, but this is not one of those cases. Can't believe they published this. Now, here's the thing that's really concerning. If there are other supposedly intelligent people, especially working in automotive manufacturers, who think the same way that Morgan Stanley do, as in, when I say think, I mean not think, they're probably not seeing the Cybertruck as a threat either. That would be a mistake. And it wouldn't be a video discussing Morgan Stanley and some of their absurd comments without mentioning their 2018 Tesla bear case price target, in which they genuinely believed, or at least claimed to believe, there was a realistic scenario, a downside scenario, a bear case, if you will, in which Tesla stock, split adjusted, could fall to as low as 67 cents per share. That was 2018. In 2018, MORON Stanley had a $10 pre-split and pre-other split price target for Tesla stock in their bear case, split adjusted, 67 cents per share. This was truly absurd. It made no sense. None. There was no scenario at all in which Tesla would fall to such a ridiculous valuation. They had so much technology, land, factories, assets, that even in a ridiculous worst-case scenario, the company would have got acquired for significantly higher than that price point. I almost feel like I've been played by MORON Stanley. I kind of get the suspicion the only reason they published this note was just so people would talk about them. What's that saying? There's no such thing as bad publicity. In which case, well played, ladies and gentlemen. You got me, but I still stand by my statements. Now look, in fairness to the folks over at MORON Stanley, I can kind of understand why they're saying such incredibly stupid things about Tesla's Cybertruck. It's quite obvious to me. They don't have enough energy to actually think, and therefore they haven't thought. And if they haven't thought, that's why they say things that make no fucking sense. Not their fault. If you're not healthy and vital, if you're not feeling and performing your best, of course your brain isn't going to work. If your brain's not working, you have low energy, you can't think, so you don't think, you might do stuff as silly as publishing research suggesting Cybertruck max 50 to 100,000 units per year. So at least we know why MORON Stanley are MORON Stanley. As we can see from these extremely legitimate testimonials that I definitely didn't make up. Quote, I'm ashamed to admit I previously worked at MORON Stanley and was behind our 67 cents per share Tesla stock bear case in 2018. I began taking AG1 in 2019, quit the company soon after, bought Tesla stock, and upgraded my wife in 2021. What the hell? Why would you say something? Upgraded my wife. How inappropriate. Before I started AG1, I used to think the competition was coming and nice guys finished first. Now that I have enough energy to use my brain, I actually use it and have realized I was wrong on both counts. From Dim Kramer. Sounds familiar. Before taking AG1, I thought the Cybertruck would never sell more than 100,000 units per year. Now, as much as I enjoy trolling, I'm not joking about Athletic Green's AG1. It's an absolute game changer. I take it every day in the morning. I've been doing so for almost 2 years now. I've never felt better. Athletic Greens AG1 is an excellent way to fill in nutritional gaps, which we all have, with 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus digestive enzymes, prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens. A simple daily health habit, 1 scoop once a day, every day. It's that simple. And if you guys head to athleticgreens.com/SMR or use the link in the pinned comment, you can get yourself a 1-year free supply of vitamin D3 and K2. Plus, there's a 90-day money-back guarantee. So, if you don't soon realize that Cybertruck's going to sell way more than 100,000 units per year, get your money back. I really do hope the folks over at MORON Stanley are watching this. I'm pretty confident that if everyone who works at MORON Stanley started taking Athletic Greens AG1 every day, within a few weeks they'd be publishing a retraction of this idiotic research note. I still can't believe they published this. So what are you waiting for? Head to athleticgreens.com/SMR or use a link in the pinned comment. Start your daily health habit now, and hopefully you'll have enough energy for your brain to start working, and then you can start using your brain to think about things instead of whatever Morgan Stanley did before publishing this note, which clearly didn't involve any brains actually being used. And if you'd like to see even more research from the folks over at Morgan Stanley, stay tuned. I'm about to drop an exclusive video on Patreon on this very topic. You can join Patreon with the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment, and I'll see you over there. Love ya.